All right. So today we're going to dive deep into something I think everybody kind of dreams about,
Yeah.
building generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
We got a ton of sources here, like articles, expert advice, even some
Oh, cool.
personal stories all about setting up your family for success,
Yeah.
not just for you, but like potentially for generations to come.
Yeah, and what's so interesting here is that it's not about like winning the lottery or
Yeah.
getting rich quick.
Yeah.
It's about making those smart choices today
Yeah,
that can impact, way down the line.
exactly. So forget those get-rich-quick schemes. This deep dive is all about building a solid foundation.
Yeah.
Brick by financial brick. And the first brick,
Okay.
according to all of our sources, is tackling that debt monster.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm picturing like some kind of financial Godzilla
Okay.
stomping on our savings,
Right.
gobbling up our dreams.
Yeah, that's a pretty vivid image.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that not all debt is bad. Like a mortgage, that can be a really strategic tool, especially if you can lock in a good interest rate.
Right.
And even student loans, those can be an investment in your future.
Yeah.
Your earning potential.
Right.
The real monster we need to slay is high interest debt.
Okay.
Those credit card balances
Oh, yeah.
that can just spiral
Yeah.
out of control.
It's so easy to fall into that trap. I know I've had my own close calls with credit card debt in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a silent thief chipping away
Yeah, it really is.
at your progress.
But, by prioritizing paying down that high interest debt,
Okay.
you're freeing up resources that you can then use to actually build wealth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like clearing the path for your financial journey.
Okay. So once we've tamed that beast,
Yeah.
what's next?
Yeah.
What's the next step?
Well, that's where the magic of compounding comes in.
Okay.
This is where it gets really, really exciting.
All right.
Compounding is like a financial snowball, rolling downhill, getting bigger and bigger as it picks up speed.
I've heard of compounding, but I'll admit
Okay.
I don't fully get it.
Well, imagine you invest like $1,000
Okay.
at a 7% annual return.
Mm-hmm.
After a year, you earn $70 in interest.
So,
But here's the thing. The next year,
yeah.
you're earning interest not just on your original 1,000,
Right.
but also on that $70 you made in interest.
So you're making interest on your interest.
Exactly. It just snowballs over time.
Okay.
So let's say you keep that investment for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
That initial $1,000 would grow to almost $8,000.
Wait, so you're telling me that by just leaving it alone, it can grow that much?
It can grow exponentially over time.
Wow.
And here's another little detail.
Okay.
Even small differences in interest rates can make a huge impact.
Really?
So let's compare that 7% return to a 6% return over the same period.
Okay.
That seemingly tiny 1% difference could cost you thousands of dollars in potential earnings.
So it's not just about how much you invest, but where you invest.
Yeah,
Got to shop around for those higher rates.
absolutely. Every fraction of a percentage point can make a difference
Wow.
when it comes to compounding.
Okay.
And speaking of making smart decisions,
Yeah.
let's talk about your financial dream team.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Who are the key players?
Well, two essentials are an accountant
Good.
and an estate planner.
All right.
You can think of your accountant as your financial coach,
Okay.
guiding you through those tricky taxes, helping you maximize your deductions,
Yeah.
making sure you're making the most of all your resources.
So an accountant's like a personal trainer for your finances.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Okay.
Now, the estate planner
Yeah.
might seem a bit more serious, maybe even a little intimidating,
Right.
but they play a crucial role in making sure your hard-earned wealth is protected
Mm-hmm.
and passed on according to your wishes.
Okay.
They help you set up trusts, create wills, develop a plan for distributing your assets.
So it's not just about building wealth. It's about safeguarding it
Exactly.
and making sure it goes to the right people.
Exactly. And here's a pro tip.
Okay.
Don't wait till you're rich to seek these professionals out.
Oh, okay.
Even early in your journey, they can provide valuable guidance
Right.
and help you avoid costly mistakes. They can help you create a roadmap
Yeah.
no matter where you are on your financial journey.
So it's like having a blueprint for building that financial fortress
Yeah,
that
exactly.
we talked about before.
Yep.
So we've slain the debt monster,
We did it.
embraced the power of compounding.
Yeah.
We've assembled our dream team.
Awesome.
What's next on this journey to generational wealth?
Well, our sources really emphasize that it's not just about these individual strategies.
Okay.
It's also about family dynamics.
Oh, okay.
Open communication and financial literacy within the family are absolutely crucial.
So it's not just about what you do with your money,
Right.
but also how you talk about it.
Yes.
with your family.
Exactly.
But
For example, we read about families who hold regular money meetings
Oh, wow.
where they discuss their goals,
Okay.
share investment ideas, and
Yeah.
even tackle those like challenging topics like budgeting
Right.
and debt.
That sounds like a recipe for some awkward dinners.
It might be a little awkward,
Yeah.
but I can see how it would be beneficial in the long run.
Right. It's like normalizing those conversations,
Yeah,
making it easier for everybody to learn and grow together.
absolutely. And it can prevent, misunderstandings and
Yeah.
conflict later on,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to things like inheritance or managing a family business.
Okay. Speaking of businesses,
Yes.
I'm curious about that role of entrepreneurship in building generational wealth. Is it just about creating a successful company, or is there more to it?
You know what's fascinating is that building a successful business is like creating something that can outlive you,
Wow.
a legacy that can benefit your children and grandchildren. It can be a shared passion,
Yeah.
a source of pride, and a way to keep a family connected over generations.
I never thought about it like that. But yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's about building something bigger than yourself,
it is.
something with a lasting impact. But starting a business is not easy.
You are absolutely right.
Right.
It requires a specific mindset,
Yeah.
resilience, and a willingness to take calculated risks.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the right path for everyone.
So what about those of us who aren't meant to be entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
What are some other strategies for building that lasting wealth?
Well, that's where diversification comes in.
Okay.
It's that classic don't put all your eggs in one basket advice.
Right.
But it's especially crucial when you're thinking about, generational wealth.
Okay, I get the basic idea.
Yeah,
But can you give me some specific examples?
sure.
Like what kind of baskets are we talking about here?
Think about building a well-balanced investment portfolio.
Okay.
You might have stocks, which represent ownership in companies
Right.
and have potential for growth,
Yeah.
but also they come with risk.
Okay.
Then you have bonds, which are like loans to governments or
Right.
corporations,
Right.
generally considered less risky than stocks,
Right.
but with lower potential returns.
Right.
And then, of course, there's real estate,
Yeah.
which offers, that tangible asset ownership,
Mm-hmm.
potential for appreciation,
Right.
and you could generate rental income.
So it's like creating this safety net for your wealth,
Yeah.
spreading it across these different assets. So if one market takes a hit, you're not left empty-handed.
Exactly. Diversification is all about managing risk
Okay.
and maximizing your chances of long-term success.
This is all so fascinating.
Yeah.
We've covered so much already.
I know, right?
Tackling debt,
Yeah.
harnessing the power of compounding, assembling our financial dream team,
Yeah.
now diversifying our investments. What else is there?
Oh, there's so much more to explore on this journey.
I'm ready for it.
All right, let's do it.
Bring on part 2.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
I'm feeling inspired and ready to keep learning.
Awesome.
All right.
Me too. Right. Welcome back to our deep dive into building generational wealth.
Yeah, we've uncovered so many valuable insights already, but I have a feeling there's still so much more.
Absolutely. And as we get deeper into this,
Yeah.
one theme that keeps coming up
Okay.
is this idea that it's about more than just money.
Right.
It's about values, knowledge, and empowering future generations.
Yeah, we talked about financial literacy within families, but it sounds like education, like in a broader sense,
Yeah,
plays a big role too.
exactly. Investing in education, whether it's formal schooling, vocational training, or even just encouraging a love of learning,
Yeah.
it's one of the most powerful things you can do.
So it's like giving them the tools they need to build their own financial fortress.
That's a great analogy, and it's not just about equipping them to earn a living. It's about expanding their horizons,
Yeah.
helping them think critically,
Mhm.
empowering them to make good decisions.
So it's about giving them the freedom to kind of pursue their passions
Exactly.
and create their own opportunities.
Now let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about something that might seem counterintuitive when we're talking about wealth-building philanthropy.
Philanthropy.
Okay.
I'm intrigued,
Yeah.
but I don't quite see the connection to building wealth.
Well, think about it this way. When you make philanthropy part of your family's plan, you're not just giving back.
Yeah, okay.
You're instilling those values of generosity and social responsibility.
So it's more than just like writing a check.
Yeah.
It's about like a conscious decision to use your wealth for good.
Exactly. And philanthropy doesn't have to be about these massive donations or starting your own foundation.
Right.
It can be as simple as volunteering, supporting those local businesses, or mentoring someone in your community.
It's about integrating, giving back into like the family's DNA.
Exactly.
Making it a natural part of that wealth building.
And one of our sources highlighted a really interesting point.
Okay.
That when families do this together, it can actually strengthen their bonds and create a shared sense of purpose.
So it's like you're creating a legacy that goes way beyond just financial success.
Yes. Yeah.
It's about making a positive impact.
Absolutely. Now let's tackle a topic that I think a lot of people find confusing and a little intimidating, life insurance.
Okay, I'll admit, life insurance isn't really that exciting of a topic.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a necessary evil, something you got to have, but hope you never actually need.
I get that perspective, but life insurance can be so much more than just that safety net.
Really?
It can actually play a major role in building generational wealth.
I had no idea.
Yeah, there are different types of life insurance policies, some of which have investment components.
Oh.
You can actually build cash value over time, which you can then access or even borrow against.
So it's like a built-in savings plan.
It is.
Wow. So it's not just about providing for your beneficiaries after you're gone.
Yeah.
It's also a tool for building wealth.
Exactly. And, using life insurance strategically can be especially useful for business owners or anyone with complex estate planning needs.
So it's way more versatile than I thought.
It is. And speaking of versatility, we've talked a lot about stocks and bonds and real estate, but our sources also talk about alternative investments as part of a well-rounded strategy.
Alternative investments. I've heard that term, but I'm not really sure what it means.
It's a pretty broad category. It includes things like private equity, hedge funds, venture capital, and even tangible assets like art or collectibles. These investments tend to be less correlated with the stock market. Meaning they don't always move in the same direction as stocks and bonds.
So it's like another layer of diversification. Potentially reducing risk and maybe even increasing returns.
Exactly. And alternative investments can also give you access to unique opportunities that you might not find in those traditional markets.
Like what?
Like investing in a startup company or a piece of real estate through a private equity fund.
So that could offer significant growth.
It could.
But I imagine these also come with higher risks.
You're right. They are generally considered more complex and less liquid, meaning it's harder to sell them quickly if you need the money.
So it's important to do your research and get professional advice before jumping into that.
Exactly. It's crucial to really understand those risks before you make any decisions.
Especially with generational wealth.
Yeah. And it's important to remember that nothing is foolproof. Oh, okay.
There are risks with any financial decision, and things are constantly changing.
Right. So it's not just about setting it and forgetting it.
Not at all.
Okay.
Building generational wealth takes ongoing attention. You got to adapt and be willing to adjust your strategy. Stay informed. Seek expert advice. Make informed decisions.
So it's an ongoing journey.
It is.
Not a destination.
You got it. Okay. As we wrap up this part, I want to leave you with this. Building generational wealth isn't just about those assets. It's about creating a legacy of financial literacy, responsible stewardship, and a commitment to using your wealth for good.
That's a great perspective. It's about making choices that will benefit your family, but also future generations and the world around you.
Exactly. Stay tuned for part 3.
Can't wait.
Where we'll explore even more specialized strategies. We'll uncover those hidden gems within estate planning, tax optimization, and wealth preservation. I'm excited. I'll see you in part 3. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into building generational wealth. I feel like we've covered so much already.
All right. It's been quite a journey.
Tackling debt, embracing the power of compounding, building our financial dream team, exploring all these different investment strategies.
But we're not done yet.
Okay, what else is there?
there are still some hidden gems to uncover.
I like hidden gems.
Especially when it comes to protecting and preserving your wealth for future generations.
Let's unearth those gems.
Let's do it.
What treasures await us in this final part?
Well, let's revisit trusts.
Okay.
We touched on them earlier, but they're so powerful.
Yeah.
They deserve a closer look.
I agree. I'm still a bit fuzzy on like the details.
Okay.
Can you break down the different types of trusts and how they can be used?
Yeah, there's a whole spectrum of trusts out there.
Okay.
Each designed for specific purposes.
Okay.
For example, you've got revocable trusts, which offer flexibility.
Okay.
You can make changes as needed.
Right.
Then you have irrevocable trusts, as the name implies.
Yeah.
Much harder to alter once they're set up.
Right.
But they offer greater asset protection.
Okay.
Because they're generally shielded.
From like creditors and lawsuits.
Exactly.
So it's about choosing the right one based on your circumstances.
Yeah.
If you want maximum protection, maybe irrevocable is the way to go.
Right.
But if you value that flexibility, revocable might be better.
Exactly. And there are even more specialized trusts.
Okay.
Designed for things like charitable giving.
Okay.
Or managing a family business.
So many options.
The possibilities are pretty extensive.
It sounds like navigating the world of trusts can be kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Is it something you could do on your own, or do you need a professional?
I'd strongly recommend
Okay.
talking to an estate planning attorney who specializes in trusts.
Okay.
They can help you understand all the details.
Right.
Choose the right type. Yeah.
And avoid any legal issues later on.
So like having a skilled architect to design that financial fortress.
Exactly. Making sure it can weather any storm.
Okay. So speaking of protecting your wealth,
Yes.
let's talk about taxes.
Oh, everyone's favorite topic.
Right. But we can't ignore them.
We can't.
How do we navigate the tax landscape
Right.
to make sure we preserve as much wealth as possible?
Well, the tax code's always changing,
Yeah, that's true.
but there are some timeless strategies
Right.
that can help you minimize your burden and maximize how much wealth is passed on.
Like what?
For instance, tax advantage retirement accounts like 401ks and IRAs.
Yeah.
Those can shelter your investments from taxes as they grow.
So it's about using the tools that are already out there.
Right.
We don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Exactly.
Just got to know how to use it.
And another powerful tool is the gift tax exemption.
Okay.
You can actually gift a certain amount of money each year
Right.
without getting hit with a gift tax.
This can be a great way to gradually transfer wealth while minimizing the tax impact.
So it's not just about what happens after you're gone.
Right.
You can start giving during your lifetime
Exactly.
to reduce that overall tax burden.
Exactly. And speaking of transferring wealth,
Yeah.
let's talk about estate taxes.
Okay.
Those are taxes on the transfer of assets after death.
Right.
There are exemptions, but large estates can be subject to significant taxes.
This is where things get complicated,
They can.
especially with a large estate.
Yeah.
Are there ways to kind of lessen those taxes?
Absolutely. There are strategies like setting up trusts, making charitable donations,
Right.
and using life insurance,
Mm-hmm.
all of which can reduce your liability.
It sounds like estate planning is super important.
It
It's
is.
not just about getting the money.
Right.
It's about protecting it and making sure it's passed on the right way.
You got it. And you know, something that often gets missed
Okay.
is communication.
Communication. What do you mean?
Well, imagine you spend years crafting this plan,
Yeah.
setting up trusts, minimizing taxes,
Mm-hmm.
but you never actually talk to your family about it.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It could be.
Yeah, they're hit with this document they don't understand. It
Yeah.
can cause conflict and resentment.
Open communication can really help prevent that,
Right.
making sure your wishes are understood.
So involve your family.
Yes.
Explain everything.
And explain your decisions.
Address any concerns they might have.
Absolutely. It's about everyone being on the same page.
Yeah, working together
Working together.
to protect that family wealth.
Exactly. And speaking of working together,
Yeah.
we talk about all these individual strategies,
Right.
but this is often a team effort.
Our dream team.
Our dream team.
Accountant, estate planning attorney.
Yes.
Who else should we bring in?
Well, it depends on your needs.
Okay.
You might consider a financial advisor,
Mm-hmm.
a tax specialist,
Yeah.
maybe even an insurance broker. It's like the Avengers of personal finance,
I love it.
each with their own unique superpower
Right.
to help us on this quest for generational wealth.
And as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to emphasize that it's not just about the strategies and documents.
Okay.
It's about values, legacy, and making a real impact.
Building that foundation that will benefit our families for years to come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about planting a seed today that grows into this mighty tree, providing for your family long after you're gone.
That's a beautiful thought. This deep dive has been so helpful.
I'm glad to hear that.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of how to build wealth, not just for me, but for my family's future.
It's a journey, not a destination. It's about taking those first steps, learning along the way, and making choices that will have a ripple effect for generations to come.
Thank you so much for guiding us on this journey. You're very welcome.
I feel inspired and empowered.
Awesome.
To start building my family's legacy.
That's great. And to everyone listening out there, remember, the future is in your hands.
It is.
Start planning, start learning, and start taking action today.
Such great advice.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into building generational wealth. We'll see you next time.